Big international story, and the deadly conflict between Israel and Iran has entered its fifth day today, with both sides widening their attacks. Iran's air defenses were activated over Tehran, while the Israel Defense Forces warned residents to take shelter a few times as another wave of missile attacks were detected from Iran. So the conflict really escalating, and in fact, Israel has said that it won't rule out killing Khamenei, that is the leader of Iran, and this even as US President has cut short his visit. So let's get you more details on that. And as this conflict has entered the fifth straight day, President Donald Trump has signaled that because of the ongoing conflict, that it was intensifying. He announced that he would be cutting short his G7 visit to Canada to monitor developments. This after issuing an ominous warning to Iranians to immediately evacuate their capital city, evacuate Tehran, is what the US President posted on social media. He has now cut short his G7 visit. He will be returning to Washington later today. The summit had already, in fact, generated a degree of division in the few hours that Donald Trump was there, and he had signaled that he was his intention to not sign a joint statement that was drafted by G7 leaders calling for a de-escalation between Israel and Iran. So US President, they're cutting short his visit, and according to reports, in fact, he will be holding a meeting immediately after arriving back in the US, is what one has heard. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron, however, said that Trump's early departure was positive, given the immediate objective was to get Israel and Iran to agree to a ceasefire, though Israeli media, some parts of the Israeli media, in fact, suggesting that the US may be entering this conflict, but that, of course, is something coming only in the Israeli media right now. So the conflict between Iran and Israel now entering its fifth day. Another wave of missiles have been sent out from Iran, and sirens, according to reports, sirens have again sounded across Israel after the Iranian missiles have been detected heading towards its territory. Israel's air forces are operating to intercept and strike where necessary to eliminate the threat, is what the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, have said. So Donald Trump there cutting short his G7 visit. Ostensibly, this is what he said, is due to the conflict taking place in the Middle East. So the US President will be heading back, and he's also asked for his National Security Council to convene as he will arrive in the US. Well, let's go across to Ghazali now for more in Ghazali. So many developments, Donald Trump cutting short his G7 visit. Meanwhile, it's the fifth day of the conflict between Israel and Iran. Another wave of missile strikes from Iran heading to Israel.
Yeah, certainly the attack continues from both sides, but it shows the vulnerability of Iran's aerial defense system, how easily Israel's fighter jets, its projectiles are easily targeting all the key infrastructures in Tehran and other areas of Iran. And meanwhile, US President Donald Trump, who was there in Canada to recently meet, is reportedly cutting short his visit and will be going back to the United States. And he has also hinted perhaps that this is what the maximum pressure campaign was all about, to target all the key infrastructure of Iran, to pressurize them to get back to the negotiating table, and how Israel and US both want Iran to abandon its nuclear enrichment program. And perhaps Donald Trump is confident that this attack on Iran will deter them, not just from stopping them to proceed with their nuclear program, but will also force them to sit for the negotiation with the United States. So we'll have to see whether Iran also accepts it or not, because all this while Iran's foreign minister has maintained that the aggression will be responded to, Israelis' aggression will be responded to, but they also don't want to drag this war and are ready for negotiations. So we'll have to see that how soon there is going to be a truce in this ongoing war, but also whether they will get back to the negotiation table with the United States on the nuclear program.
That's right. So now really looking at what Donald Trump and that meeting that he's convened on arriving back in the US, what takes place there.